Hey guys, my name is Hannah. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be telling you everything I packed in my hospital bag and Rhett's hospital bag, and what I did need and what I really did not need. So if you want to see that, just keep watching. Okay, so starting out, I'm just going to say that I had a unique experience. So a lot of things that I didn't need, a lot of you will need, but I ended up not needing. That's all I'm going to start with. But for myself, I brought the Boppy Pillow. That was so I could try to breastfeed, but I actually ended up using it to hold him because he was so small, and I ended up having to have a C-section, so I kind of used that to cushion my incision. That way I didn't accidentally, hurt myself. There's a fire. Sorry. I'm serious, there's a fire outside. What the heck? Anyways, the next thing that I brought was the discreet, Depends underwear situation. I used those because the pad and everything that they give you at the hospital, it's not comfortable, and also since it came up higher, it really helped protect my incision as well because I didn't get bandaged. He used the glue. I'm out of breath. I ran downstairs. He used the glue, so I wasn't bandaged up or anything, so I used those. So I brought the Perry bottle, but since I had a C-section, I didn't use that because that's for C-section stuff. I brought nursing bras because when I first got to the hospital, I knew I definitely wanted to try to breastfeed. I ended up just pumping instead of actually trying to breastfeed. I just didn't feel comfortable, but it's your decision. But I did use the nursing bras because they were also just comfortable. I brought nipple cream, which was a must because when you first start, everything sucks. Even if you're just pumping, it literally still sucks the same. I also brought the Haka, which I did use, not quite when I first had him, maybe a few days later when I actually started producing, I used it. Yes. I brought a high-waisted underwear to go over my, I don't want to say a diaper, but it's technically I wore a diaper, okay? I put those on over that, and it kind of compressed everything and made my cut not hurt as bad. So those were a must as well. I brought my own non-slip socks. The ones the hospital give you are huge. I have small feet, so I brought my own and they were way more comfortable. I brought my phone charger. I brought shampoo and conditioner, body wash, which I didn't end up using because I was too scared to take a shower, so I didn't take a shower until after I got released and I came home, so I ended up not using that. I brought dry shampoo, which I did use because your girl was a mess. Yes. I brought deodorant, which obviously I used. So I brought my makeup. I did not use my makeup. I didn't. I felt like crap. I did not care about how I looked. I did not use my makeup. I brought Dermaplast, which was the same thing. I didn't use that because I ended up having to have a C-section, and the stuff that I didn't need, I didn't touch it or use it, so I actually donated it to a mom who was about to give birth after I came back home. The same thing goes for the Tux pads. They're cooling pads. I ended up not using those either. They were all brand new, so I donated those. I brought comfortable clothes. I got my own gown. It was like a nursing gown. So I wore that after, basically the next day, I think. Yeah, I wore that instead of the hospital gown because it was way more comfortable. And the back of me wasn't open. I brought shower shoes, which like I said, I didn't end up needing because I did not take a shower until after I left. I brought a trash bag for all of my dirty clothes. And stuff like that because your clothes will stink. They will stink. you don't want those all in your bag with all your other stuff. Bring a trash bag for all your dirty clothes, and also for baby's dirty clothes. So that leads me into everything I brought for Rhett. So like I said, our situation was different because after I had him, he went straight to the NICU. So I didn't really get much time with him. I didn't even get to hold him until 2 days after I had him. So he was at the NICU, which was like 35 minutes away from where I was. So I couldn't go see him until after I got discharged, which really sucked. But Steven went. But yeah, so we brought his car seat, which we ended up not needing until he was about to get released from the NICU because they have to do a car seat test, but we still obviously needed it. I brought a changing pad, which I didn't need because he was on a little hospital bed and it's elevated and we just changed him right there, so I didn't really need that. I did bring diapers and wipes, which when you're in the NICU, you don't need that kind of stuff. I didn't know we were going to be in the NICU, so I brought it, but I didn't end up needing it. They have it for you. I brought a swaddle blanket, which I did use because NICUs are pretty cold, and they do, keep it not terribly cold in there, but I brought swaddles for him. I also brought receiving blankets, which he was so little, we couldn't really use the swaddles very much because they were huge compared to him. So we swaddled him in the receiving blankets because he was tiny. So I did bring mittens and socks, but he couldn't wear the socks because he had monitors on his feet. He had a little cuff on his foot and they were sticking his heels to test stuff all the time. So I ended up not needing socks. The mittens I didn't really use either. He didn't really move around very much, and the mittens were way too big for him because he was preemie, so the mittens just fell straight off, so I didn't need those. So I brought gowns, I brought a coming home outfit, I brought long sleeve onesies, regular onesies, pants, and all of it did not fit. So we actually had to go buy preemie clothes because all of the newborn clothes that I had would not fit him. They were way too big. So me and my mom and Steven's grandparents and probably other people too helped us buy some preemie clothes so we could get him dressed so we would actually fit in something. He also had a hat, but way too big. Wouldn't work. I brought 2 passies and a passy clip, but he ended up not taking a passy. For whatever reason, after we got back, he just would not take one. He kind of used it in the NICU, the one that they gave him, but he didn't really keep it in his mouth, so I didn't need to bring those, but most babies do take a passy, but Rhett didn't, so. I brought a car seat cover, which I did end up using when we left the NICU. Just because it was so bright and I don't know, I thought I needed it. You don't have to bring one, but I did bring one. I brought Burp Cloths, which they do give you at the hospital as well. Like, you kind of use the receiving blankets as Burp Cloths. And they have pretty big Burp Cloths actually, but we did use those, but I did bring extras. You can never have too many Burp Cloths. I look bad. You can never have too many burp cloths. If anyone tells you you're buying too many burp cloths, just you cannot have too many of them. That's all I'm going to tell you. I brought his birth announcement badge with a little circle with his name on it that had date of birth, weight, height, all that stuff. And then I brought a chalk marker, to write that on it because the birth announcement was wooden, so I had to use a little chalk marker to write that stuff on with. And then I brought a stuffed animal. He was due around Christmas, but he was born at Thanksgiving instead. So I brought, in my hospital bag, I had a stuffed animal Grinch that has his name on it, because he wasn't supposed to be born until Christmas. So I put that in his little bed at the NICU with his name on it, because he was elevated, so they let me put it in there, but as soon as they took all that stuff out, it couldn't be in there. But yeah, so we had a Grinch, stuffed animal as well. That was really weird because he was early. But that is everything. I didn't need a lot of the stuff that I brought. I think everyone overpacks just to be to be safe, be sure that you have everything. I definitely did, but we still used everything eventually, just maybe not until we got home. But like I said, we had a unique experience because he was in the NICU for 7 days after he was born, so we didn't get to bring him home until he was a week old. So we're a little bit different. And then I got discharged like 2 days after I had him. But I actually am planning on making a birth story video for you guys because it was crazy. That was a very intense day for all of us. So I think that's something that you guys would like to, know about. So I'm going to be maybe posting my birth story next week. Don't hold me to that. I might post something different, but I'm gonna probably do that. So stay tuned for that. But that is all for this video. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. Don't forget to hit the like button down below and subscribe to my channel. I'm getting used to this whole YouTube thing. I've been trying to post every week. Trying is the key word here. I've been doing okay with that. Things have been crazy. Rhett's teething right now. So things have been crazy. He's napping right now. But that's really it. So I hope you guys liked it. I will talk to you guys in my next video. Bye.